Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today, with the Red Bull Wololo hype temporarily subsiding, we return to our beloved Arabia, where Hera, playing as the Lithuanians in blue, prepares to take on MbL, playing as the Burgundians in red. Now, while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP, not a bad opportunity for us to take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. Now, the Lithuanians are a civilization that loves to focus on their heavy cavalry. Their knights, their cavaliers, their paladins all get a free attack boost for every single relic that's collected, all the way up to a maximum of 4 relics for a free +4. This feature, by the way, also applies to their unique unit, the latest, a heavy cavalry unit whose attack actually ignores enemy armor. And to help you gather the relics, get that attack boost ASAP, Lithuanian monasteries do work 20% faster, so you can start pumping out monks, get them out on the field looking for and gathering those relics. To support their armies on the battlefield, Lithuanian spearman line units and skirmishers not only move faster, but both can be upgraded to get extra pierce armor. And to build a robust economy to support their military endeavors, each Lithuanian town center does give you 100 free food, and they can be harder to raid in the Castle Age since they can upgrade their town centers to get extra range, which does make them outrange a lot of mangonels at that stage, that point in the game. Now, pivoting south, we've got the Burgundians, definitely a civilization designed by a stoner with the munchies. All of their relics generate food. In addition to gold, all economic upgrades are available in Age earlier and cost less. You got it, food. And staying on the food trend, their farmers can be upgraded to also generate a small amount of gold while they till their fields. And last but not least, Burgundian stable techs are all 50% cheaper. And using those, they do focus very much on cavalry, being the only civilization in the game to have access to cavaliers in the Castle Age. And their unique unit, the Coustelier, is a medium cavalry shock unit that has a huge +20 or +25 if you go up to the elite charge attack added every 40 seconds. Now, for them to support their cavalry on the field of battle, their gunpowder units come with more attack, and they have access to a second unique unit, the Flemish Militiaman. This is a medium infantry unit with a decent attack bonus against, of all things, cavalry. Now, if that's still not enough for you, the Burgundians can actually conscript their entire civilian population by turning each and every single villager into a Flemish militiaman and allowing even more Flemish militia to be trained out of their barracks. So on the whole, I'm expecting a lot of horsies, a lot of winnies and knives and carrots and sugar cubes and whatever else comes with the good old mounted units in this game between these two civilizations as of right now. Very much far away from that, as MbL is pushing his ostrich, Hera is pushing his zebra. More and more animals are being thrown into the civilizational meat grinder to feed these hungry populations and civilizations. Let's take a look at where the players have spawned Hera with an H-shaped pile of gold. I mean, if there was ever a sign from above, an indication that you are destined to win this game, I don't think I've seen one more than this. I mean, the only other thing is if MbL had a I don't know what, zebras or ostriches in the shape of an M somewhere in the rear of his base, but Hera, both primary resources, stone and gold, secured to the rear. Forward position, pretty darn open. Does have a few forests, not super far away from the town center. Berries off to the side. Additional stone and gold to the back as well. He has seen, but has not yet laid claim to these goats. And there we go. Now he does. And where is his third patch of gold? It is very much in the forward position on the wrong side of this giant hill that is mounting the forward position of his base. So not an easy base to wall off in terms of forward frontal attacks, but flanks, not too terrible. Primary resources also fantastically placed. MbL pushing his zebra. Primary stone very much to the front. Primary gold off to the side. Maybe, but not really on the attack path between the two bases. Let's zoom out and look at the attack path. Looks like there's just one small-ish forest here in the center. Everything else is pretty much an open hilly plain. Berries to the back. Additional gold, both patches on the same side here to the right. This may be a weak point. We'll see if Hera discovers it. For now, Hera has gone a bit of a circuitous route to get to here. Not too sure why he went this way. Maybe thought that this is one of those weird maps where the players spawn not in exact opposites, but in other locations. And actually, this might be one of the cleanest spawning maps I've seen in a while. The 12 o'clock position by Hera, the 6 o'clock position by MbL. And now he's going to get discovered right as he wants to put down the foundations for a barracks. Oh, no. That's kind of sour there for our Burgundian. And where is his secondary patch of stone? Off to the side. And it looks like both players have forests to the rear of their base. Hera's in a bit more of a jackable shape as opposed to this, which anyone other than the Georgians or the Armenians is going to have an annoying time. Maybe the Japanese. Everyone else probably will have a very annoying time taking that wood and probably will ignore it altogether. Both players are now in the Feudal Age, 19 villagers a pop. Let's take a look very quickly because we do have a Lithuanian on the field. Where, oh, where are the relics? And oh my goodness. Look at the mini-map. This is literally the Cassiopeia W-shape constellation. Top left, bottom left, center, bottom right, top right. So there are literally 1, 2, 3 relics right surrounding Hera's base. Has he seen them? He has not. He has seen the center relic and the 2 right-leaning relics, not the left-leaning ones for now. I swear I saw a red dot here somewhere as MbL now pushes in and says, you want to kill my villager? You want to kill my villager? The one that's constructing the barracks? Let me show you a little something about villager killing, and then shows absolutely nothing as Hera brings 2 supporting villagers. Could MbL have continued to attack there? Probably. May have even gotten the villager, to be fair, before this scout arrived. The appearance of the scout changes a lot of things, as does the appearance of this one spearman who 2 pokes, and all of a sudden, Hera's scout went from perfectly healthy to quite sickly and ill. And yet another spearman moving forward. We might have our first kill of the game here, unless MbL, of course, takes the high ground. No, 5 scouts, 4 scouts to 1 spearman mean bye-bye man with a long pointy stick, and Hera, our Lithuanian, draws first blood, but we'll see how long it remains 1-0. Yeah, now the villager definitely falling. Oh my goodness! I opened my big mouth. I opened my big mouth, but 2 kills to 1. Hera does avenge the fallen villager before he even falls. What? It's like a Minority Report with Tom Cruise. Hera knew that that villager would die, so he kills the scout before he can commit the crime of killing the villager. And yeah, this fight's definitely going to go Hera's way. He's also in the rear here, but town center? No, not town center. Who got the kill? Was it the scouts? Was it the villagers? I'm very confused. Who got this kill here? Oh, one of these? No. Pardon me. It is the spearman. So at first I thought it was the town center. It was not. Then I thought it was the scouts. It was not. Then I thought it was the villagers. It was not. Then I thought it was the villagers at the surrounding the mill. It was not. And then I saw this guy and realized that probably he's the one who got that kill. We'll have seen that in picture, but no opportunity to embarrass myself and show my weak casting skills ever goes unnoticed here at Cast of Empires. Here not done. Both players sitting at the exact same populations, the exact same almost army compositions, definitely the same units, 4 scouts and a spearman to 4 scouts and 3 spearmen. And Hera just getting a good amount of vision so far. I'm a little bit surprised he hasn't taken this one scout with 2 HP and sent him on actual scouting duty. He has only seen 3 relics. And so a little out of character here for our Lithuanian, who is getting chased by a not-so-cowardly lion down the center of the map. A little bit extra food for our Burgundian, a little bit extra gold for our Lithuanian. And let's see what structures they built here. A blacksmith going up. We've seen the barracks. We know there's a stable with all those scouts that he's training. MbL, also stable. But at this point, no secondary structure for our Burgundian. He's only got 95 wood at the moment. He is focusing on not getting housed. Amazing by MbL here. Actually, never mind. He had 95 wood after he spent a whole bunch of it, 175 on that market. But this is amazing. How many times have we seen MbL? A few months ago, he was getting housed left, right, and center. Then he stopped getting housed. I guess he was watching tapes and realized, hey, wait a second, this is probably a problem I should fix if I want to be top tier, top shelf. And then recently, the housing crisis began again. So I'm glad to see a few extra houses out of him. By the way, Hera's vision is now probably going to have seen all 5, right? Yeah, we saw the scouts moving this way. Hera also heading up to Imperial about a minute and a half away. MbL still needs a little bit of food. Might want to force drop some food here. He's 87 chicken nuggets away. And this is an interesting base here by MbL. Is this meant to be super aggressive? Now he's starting to wall it off, but this part's not really walled off. I guess he wanted to include his secondary stone inside the wall off, and so maybe now it makes a little bit more sense. He hasn't explored, so he doesn't know that there's another anchor forest here that he could have used. So yeah, so left flank is going to get walled off. Right flank is a little bit confusing as well. I don't even know if this is technically walled in or not. I'm hoping MbL, for his sake, dragged the palisade along that line. Did see Hera's scouts coming from a mile away, and so immediately walled in his villager, but ooh, the rescue operation arrives just in time. And by the way, Hera still has this 2 HP scout here. But he has seen all 5 relics, so I don't know how much more scouting he's going to want to do at the moment. Hera, for his part, Howard Hughes over here, ladies and gentlemen, has walled himself in the forward position, the right flank, the left flank. I guess this is also walled in. MbL picks off. How did MbL pick off that scout? I mean, it was the 2 HP scout, of course. But I didn't see it stop. I didn't see it do anything, really. In any event, down it goes, and kill count 4-3. MbL still has the only single villager kill. The villager that died on the mount over here. Okay, so they're just kind of chasing into one another. Hera taking pokes and prods. Not too sure an engagement he really wants to take. But I don't think he probably is not going to lose any more scouts. Second town center for him to the rear next to the stone. Second town center, woohoo, right next to the gold. Double teaming the gold on both sides. Fantastic. So that gold income for our Burgundian is going to spike. He's also getting wheelbarrow. He's also at Bowsaw right now is our Burgundian. I'm not too sure if he got that in the Feudal Age, but take a look. He's getting 2-man saw in castle. Super fun, cool feature. And now he's going to discover that there's cav archers here. I don't know why our Lithuanian is going cav archers at the moment. Is it to support the monks? His monastery's up. But without Parthian tactics, I'm not sure there's a lot of longevity in these cav archers. Although, to be fair, they do pretty much get every other upgrade except from Parthian tactics. So perhaps not the worst. Monk moves out. Okay, this is what they're for, to try to snipe these lumberjacks. Ooh, is he going to see it? He does see the castle going up. Not a lot of villagers here. What's he attacking? The palisade? Okay. Looks like MbL's scout has died. Another one should die at some point. But how annoying is this? No ballistics for our Lithuanian, which means these cav archers are just going to be running around trying to hit this target probably for the next hour or so. Town center, a third going up for our Lithuanian in an interesting location. I was wondering if there's a place here, but no, not with this giant big old hump of a hill to the side. And MbL has a bit of a row of defensive structures here. Custeliers are coming out. Okay. That's definitely one way to deal with these cav archers. Cav archers, not exactly the highest HP for a unit on a horse. So that plus 20 charge attack definitely is going to help out if you can close on them. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Custelier also... Actually, no, I don't think it moves as fast as a cav archer. I'm thinking of the Manaspa. I think the Custelier still does move at a 1.49 like a knight or a cavalier paladin, those kind of heavier units. Hera, by the way, already has a relic. He's returning home with a second. So this definitely is some kind of mind game out of our Lithuanian, right? He has invested. Was I right about the movement speed? Yeah, so they're not quite fast enough to catch up. But if they do, man, oh man, can they inflict a good punishment on this cav archer unit? I'm not too sure what to make of this cav archer movement. Let me know in the comments. Do you think it's just to try to snipe villagers because he sees MbL's base is completely open? I can't imagine he's collecting relics in earnest so quickly, sending out monks all over the place, that he's going to focus on cav archers, right? That's definitely for the heavier cavalry. Does he have villagers on stone? Yeah, he's got 8 villagers on stone. So not a matter of if, but when and where will the castle go? When and where will the castle go? That's not a sentence. When and where will the castle go up? Yeah, there's no way he's collecting. By the way, Hera's going to have all 5 relics. He has 2 right now. Somewhere out here is a monk returning with a 3rd. And lordy, our Lithuanian is about to have 5 relics. There is 1 last scout remaining here, and even that scout's going to have a bit of trouble running through a gauntlet of cav archers. Coustelier is a bit too slow to chase after monks. Ooh, but wait a second. This is fantastic vision out of MbL. So now he knows he's going up against heavy cavalry. There's no way the Lithuanian is taking all the relics on the map and not going heavy cavalry. He plops down a 2nd castle. I don't know why my tongue got stuck on the word castle. I think I wanted to say town center, but that is clearly not a town center. Scout battle to the bottom left. They go after a few monks. They get them. And now they've closed in on the cav archers. But the second that charge attack spends itself, the base of attack of an 8, not exactly the greatest. And there's the castle. Does lose 2 Cousteliers to conversions, though. That's not good. That's not good at all. University as well. University. Okay, so ballistics, I'm assuming. Another anchor town center all the way on the right side. Our Lithuanian is going up to 4 town centers to the 2 of the Burgundian. But remember, the Burgundian has had a 2-man saw to the double bit axe of his opponent for the last 10 minutes or so. And this Lithuanian base looks pretty darn impregnable. Town centers are going to shoo away any kind of weaker cavalry attack into the flanks. Or at least ensure that there is a bit of timing for Hera to react if there's an attack on the flanks. A big juicy castle in the center is going to start firing on these Cousteliers. And they're going to discover its presence right now. A couple of light cav out a little bit too late to the party. And Hera says, no, 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 no. I took them from you. You're not getting them back from me. These are my toys. And ballistics getting researched for him. So our Burgundian, Coustelier, 29 attack at the moment. They're both in Castle Age, so he can get Iron Casting, get that up to a 30 attack if he wanted to. And yeah, Hera is now going melee upgrades. He's got 2 Lechai in the training tab. Or rather, 2 Lechai out and 2 more in the training tab. Another castle is going up. Has he secured... I love this, by the way, from Hera. And I say this so often in arena matches. If there's a risky gold for you to take... and a safer gold for you to take, always take the riskier gold if you can. I mean, this is going to happen, of course, but Hera's ahead 14 villagers, so losing a few over here, not exactly the end of the world. A castle drop from our Burgundian. Lechai are out, 18 attack. Both players still missing Iron Casting at the moment. One relying on the charge attack, one relying on ignoring the armor of the one who's relying on a charge attack. And MbL is just running his Cousteliers forward and back, yo-yoing them as much as he can to let this castle go up. Will it go up? Hera's kind of letting it go up. These cav archers can easily start picking off some of these villagers. But it looks like our Lithuanian is not very interested in that. He wants to kill numbers at the moment. He does not seem to care. Okay, now a little bit too little, a little bit too late. 5 villagers survive. Castle firing on a house, on a palisade of all things. It could have gotten a latest or 2 here. And as I was saying, I love this by Hera. Taking the exposed gold. He's got 1 secure. And even if MbL knocks him off that exposed gold, he's got 3,200 gold over here that he can use to train Lechai all the livelong day. He's gone up to 12 of them. He's getting another monk. Hera's lost all of his monks, but doesn't really matter. Mission freaking accomplished. 5 relics. And in go the Cousteliers. Let's see what they're going to get accomplished here. Hera's bringing back his cav archers. Was the cav archer play a feint? It's sitting on my head, on my mind, rather. This question of why Hera started mixing in cavalry archers. I mean, obviously the upgrades the husbandry, the bloodlines applies to them as well as to the Lechai. So it's not like it's it's not like he was training infantry, for example. On the other hand, he did go all the way up to Bodkin with them. So that's why I'm kind of wondering, were they there for sniping or were they there for mind games? Another band of Custeliers gathering here to the center. He needs to upgrade them a little bit more, get iron casting. They're going to chase after the monk. RNG works for Hera as he gets another Custelier. It looks like the ones to the south are running through a gauntlet of castle fire, archer fire. And holy shnikes. 1, 2 dead Lechai on the field. All of the Custeliers have gone, and seeing that, MbL just says, you know what, F that. I'm not going to do that again. So he's going to probably reinforce. He's getting wheelbarrow right now. Hera, no wheelbarrow. Still on double bit axe. But he's got 33, now 31 more villagers than his opponent. Now would be a fantastic time for MbL to consider pushing the button, turning all of his villagers into Flemish militiamen, and then just trying to overwhelm this base. But Hera, to be fair, 1, 2, 3 castles, 1, 2, 3, 4 town centers. So the second any attack like that would come, the villagers immediately retreat to the safety of the strongholds. And from there, they're absolutely going to be able to wreck these Custeliers and their Flemish militiaman teammates and partners. And look at this. Hera knows he doesn't even need all of his Lechai. He carves half of them off. Will MbL take the high ground? Will he go after villagers? Is this all just a distraction because something's happening to the front? Absolutely not. Okay. Custeliers are doing a bit of a better job. I see more than 2 dead bodies here for blue. Actually, wait a second. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dead bodies. Okay. So you took a bit of a better engagement there. I did not take a better engagement here at all. I don't see a single. I see 1 dead blue body. Okay. They're not, you know, invincible. They're not Soldier Boy over here. And yeah, big surprise. MbL just loses his army over and over and over again. He's down 43 villagers. And this is why you don't want to let the Lithuanian take 5 relics. Look at their attack. 19 attack against 115 HP. What is that? 6 or 7 attacks needed? And bye-bye Custelier. Amazing. Hera. Just, I love that he got all 5 relics. Didn't even stop at 4. Got all 5. Let's take a look at the stats and see how much that actually helped him economically. And with his units, 51 Lechai, all attacking with that free +4. He finally does have iron casting, unlike the Georgians, whose Manaspa does attack on the 22. I always compare the two because roided out and maxed out all the way, you know, with all the fixins, the latest attacks on a 22 and the Manaspa attacks on a 22. The only difference is that the Lechai don't have iron, they don't have blast furnace, the Lithuanians, whereas the Georgians do. I'm not too sure why my mind always makes the comparison between the two units, but in any event, 51 Lechai proving themselves far more than superior to 84 Custeliers. Maybe if they were elite, maybe if their HP went up, maybe if their charge attack jumped up to +25 instead of +20, and they could have done a few more hit and run tactics, which I'm always surprised by pro players not doing hit and run tactics with this unit. This is the quintessential, in my mind, hit and run unit. It's like the Gebeto. If the Gebeto's first Kapinga throne did more damage and then it ran away. This is a unit designed to attack and then 40 seconds later attack again. This is not a unit, and I'm assuming the developers intended that because the base attack is so freaking low. It's not like the base attack right now is 8, and then once the charge attack is spent, it jumps up to an 11 or a 12. It stays at 8. And so in my mind, very much a hit and run unit that the pro players never really seem to use as a hit and run unit. So that's kind of making me think I'm the one who's wrong, since I don't have 2594 or 2723 Elo. I actually have 0 Elo at the moment. But yeah, stay tuned, wink wink, for our live streams where you may or may not get to see some gameplay later this year. And dangling that carrot for anyone who gives a shit. In any event, let's take a look at the stats. 51 Lechai, 84 Custeliers. This is a question mark to me. What was the point? Mind games, distraction, villager snipes, supporting the monks. I wonder how many conversions. Light Cav and Spearman not really playing that big of a role. It's mostly the Custeliers. Once he got that second castle up, MbL just was able to start pumping that unit out. It's not an expensive unit, the Custelier. Oh my god, the Custelier. It does cost a little bit more gold than the latest. The latest is 50 gold. The Custelier is 55 gold, but the latest does cost 70 food to 55 food. So one costs a bit more gold, one costs a bit more food. Not the end of the world either way. Not super duper expensive. 30 minutes in PKPM. Hera 12 minutes in PKPM. How bad do we think this is? Not bad at all, actually. If you remove the relics, and by the way, 55 relics, 1700 extra gold in 38-minute game is fantastic. Yeah, that's what, 30 Lechai worth of gold, plus or minus. You got all of the resources except for food, which he loses out on by 53 chicken nuggets. Burgundian has a little bit more, a little bit less wood, a lot less gold, and a little bit less stone as well. But on the whole, pretty much a 10% economic difference when you remove the relics, maybe even less than 10%. Conversion's only 4, seems a little higher, but 4 out of 100 is exactly, that's some kind of math that I can do. 4 out of 100 is definitely 4%. And really only one structure destroyed. It's got to be the castle here, right? What did it destroy? A house? Oh man, that's so not exactly a building demolition game. Both players still in the castle age. 95 kills by the Lithuanian to 58. Villager kills almost identical, 12 to 10. But it's the absolutely atrocious engagements, number 1, number 2, and number 3, that tell MbL, hey, wait a second. Oh shit, he's got all 5 relics. I have no relics. My base isn't secured. I may upgrade these villagers to generate a little bit of gold once I run out of my gold, but yeah, there's nothing I can do against the latest roided out in Castle Age, by the way. This is not an Imperial Age unit that attacks on a 19. This is currently a Castle Age unit that attacks on a 19, and that is all 19. It does not give a rat's butt about your armor unless you're a siege unit. Then it kind of cares. Otherwise, you are losing 19 HP. I can't think of another humanoid unit in this game at this moment that would cause that much damage, except maybe a Persian war elephant against maybe a camel with no upgrades. That's the only thing I can think of. Maybe a Teutonic Knight. No, even a Teutonic Knight wouldn't do 19 damage to any unit. In any event, what an absolute fun game. Hera really preparing himself for the Flemish Revolution here with 4 town centers, castles. I mean, look at the mini-map, how nicely spaced they are. He took his quarter of the map, secured it, absolutely impregnable if there's Flemish militiamen heading over. They may take down 1 or 2 castles, they may take down 1 or 2 town centers, but they are not going to take all of this down, and especially not against Lechai. Lechai do fantastic, even against anti-cavalry units, just because, again, 19 HP reduced. And with that latest, with that ridiculous unit that attacks with a free +4, it is Hera who holds the line against a not so weak unit on its own. The Custelier is not that weak of a unit. The first attack here does 30 damage minus your armor. So I guess technically, if we're doing first hit comparisons, this unit is actually stronger than the latest. Of course, after that, it then drops down to a shitty 8+2. And then it is very much weaker than the latest. So whatever metric you want to use doesn't really matter. In this particular matchup, in this particular battle, back here on our beloved Arabia, it is Hera with the Lechai who storms over the Custeliers in 1, 2, 3 decisive battles and takes the W. But GG in a fun, as I hoped for, horse-filled game to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.